So with the writing, where I usually start is before I'll do the thumbnails or anything, I'll write up a script completely on its own of what each character is going to say, and then I will place dialogue boxes in the panels where those lines would go. So like in this comic, I knew that I wanted the character at the top to say, when I was young, my mother told me, meow, meow, meow. I had that written in my notebook, and I had that, it was that character that said it. So when I was doing my thumbnails, what I did is I just made little circles where those dialogues would go on the picture.
Of her and the bad guy, but all I got done was her and the picture part that says "pow" for her slapping the bad guy across the face.
And when he's thinking thoughts, are the bubbles supposed to be open? And then when he's saying thoughts, are they supposed to be closed? Or does it make
That's
any
all
difference?
however you decide to do it.
Okay,
As
when
long
he's-
as there's some kind of difference between them. then
Yeah, this is coming from the top of his
Yep.
head, and then when he talks, it's coming from his mouth.
Yep, that's perfect.
Okay.
I think it's
And I'm going to set it right over here where everybody can see. Because I know you're just so interested in this book. Okay, this starts out, Toyota's in his little pond by the Zen garden. And he says, I am Toyota, a koi fish living in a pond next to a Zen garden. And there's a picture of old Grandma, and he said, this is Grandma Katsuko, and she comes to the garden. And then, lo and behold, he tells us how sad she is sometimes. And then she said she's sad because I miss the old ways, the way of my girlhood in Japan. She misses it. And he said, I feel sad for her. And then this is Kim, the modern Japanese girl. She's been to America, she's dressed differently. Kim comes to the Zen garden to meditate too, and look at this, she cries so hard. This is the only picture I get. She's leaning over, crying so hard. He says her tears flow into the pond. They say, why don't my people like modern life? And then he goes, I feel sad for her too. And he said they both cry, and this is a picture of both of them crying. They both want worlds to be better. I just wish I could talk so I could help them. And lo and behold, he comes the superpower that night. And now he can talk. The words are coming out of his mouth instead of his brain. This is the end. You are both beautiful Japanese women. Embrace your differences and have the sameness work together. And this is him talking. His superpower voice.
And then we're going to go, ha, ha, ha. And you want it to come from your ha, your diaphragm. So we're going to go, don, 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 ha, ha. There you go. Ready? Say no. Don, 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 ha. Yeah. We're going to do that 2 times. Okay, so we're going to start from up here. This is going to be our starting position. Ready? Say no. Don, 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 ha. Don, 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 ha. Yeah. Do it again. Then we're going to go yoka, kana. So it's right, left, left, right. And so we're yoka, kana means that was good, right? Yoka, kana. So it's going to go right, left, left, right, and then we're going to do another ha. Okay, but let's just do that. Yoka, ta, na, ha. Ready? Say no. Yoka, ta, na, ha. So let's practice our ending. We just went yoka, ta, na, ha. We're going to go. Yeah! That's kind of like a mini song. All right? You ready to try it all together?
Yes.
All right. Okay, so we start up here. Don't break the glass behind you. There we go. Say no. Dum, 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 ha. Dum, 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 ha. Yo, da, 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 ha. Yeah!
means night ogre. So ogre in Japanese is oni. Can everyone say oni? Oni. He's the bad guy in all the folk tales. I hope you can feel and imagine us battling and battling the oni and sneaking up on them and finally defeating the oni. If you ever get to go to Japan in the summertime, make sure you look up local festivals in your area because they have street food, street vendors, and it's food that's just fun and you can walk and eat. Usually in Japan, you should not be walking and eating. It's very rude. It's just not done. And even in the festivals, it's a bit iffy. You probably should sit down and eat if you're with an older person because their manners will be older. Of course, younger people, it's just like in America. You know, lots of tattoos. It's okay.
You don't walk and eat.
Right. Walking and eating is rude. I didn't know that when I first lived in Japan. I was with a teacher friend. And he stopped and yelled at a student who was walking on the sidewalk to school because they were eating some food. Why did you reprimand that student? He said, "They are eating and walking!" And I thought, what? So there's a lot of things to learn. One thing, you know, if I don't have a door here. Okay, let's say I'm doing this, and I shut the door with my foot like that, or maybe open it with my foot. That's rude. You don't use your foot to do things. I like to move this chair. Don't do that. That's rude. I used to wonder why my mom, who is Japanese, you know, when I got done with the dishwasher, I'd close it like this. Don't use your foot, or close the cupboard with your foot, so you don't have to bend. I always got in trouble for that, and I just thought, nobody else, why? But once I lived in Japan, I learned that that's very rude. You don't use your feet. You know, use your hands. Do it the proper way. Don't be lazy. So there are some things that you might never realize. So it's good to learn.
So is the headband, what you're wearing, is that traditional in terms of, you know, wristbands, is it for functionality or just for tradition?
Well, these are all come from the working person. So haragake, which is this, covers your cord and it has many pockets for tools, very useful. Our tekko, wrist straps, are for long sleeves to not get caught into machinery. So even though it's so hot out in Japan, you will see people wearing long sleeves. This is a book about obake. Obake are kind of ghosts or apparitions. That's okay. I brought all these characters. These are from old Japanese movies and stop action animation. Here's some bad guys. These are good guys over here. These are the beetle fighters. They're famous. They're from the 70s, I think.